Characteristics of population. Population. It is defined as a group of organisms of the same species occupying a particular space at a particular time. So, ultimate constituent of the population is individual. Now, this definition highlights two important aspects, that is, same species. Members of a population belong to the same species, sharing similar genetic characteristics, behaviors, and ecological requirements. Then, geographical and temporal boundaries. Populations are typically defined by their spatial boundaries, that is, the specific area they inhabit, and temporal boundaries, the time period during which they were observed. For example, a population of deer in a particular forest represents all the deer of the same species that live within that forest at a specific time. Each individual deer within that population shares common traits and interacts with other members of the population. In 1954, Clark classified populations in two primary types based on species composition: monospecific population and polyspecific population. So in monospecific population, it consists of group of individuals that belong to the same species. This type of population is characterized by uniformity in genetic makeup, behaviors, and ecological requirements. Members of a monospecific population share similar traits and behaviors, which can lead to cooperative interactions and competitive dynamics focused on the shared resources. For example, a forest of pine trees represents a monospecific population if it consists solely of pine trees without any other species present. Then polyspecific population, also known as mixed population, it consists of groups of individuals that belong to different species. This type of population reflects a more complex ecological structure and is often referred to as community. These population exhibits greater diversity in species, which can lead to variety of interactions such as competition, predation, and mutualism among the different species. For example, a coral reef ecosystem is a classic example of polyspecific population, where numerous species of corals, fish, invertebrates, and algae coexist and interact. Population characteristics: population size, population density, natality, mortality, immigration, emigration, age structure, age pyramids. Population size. Now it is defined as the number of individuals in the population and it is characterized by N. Population density. It is defined as the number of individuals in relation to a definite unit of space. It is generally expressed as a number of individuals per unit area or volume. For example, 100 people per kilometer square or 4,000 fish per meter cube of water. It is categorized into two types: crude density and specific density. Crude density, it is defined as the total number of individuals or biomass per unit of the total space. So it does not account for the specific area or the habitat that the species actually utilizes. For example, the number of rhinoceros living in the Kaziranga National Park. Then specific or ecological density. It is defined as the number of individuals or biomass per unit of the habitat space. It is the available area or volume which is actually colonized by the population. For example, rhinoceros do not occupy all the area of Kaziranga National Park, but it may avoid some of the area due to the lack of food, shelter, and human habitations. Therefore, the area inhabited by the rhinoceros actually will be its ecological density. So, think of crude density like counting how many rhinoceros are in the whole Kaziranga National Park. It doesn't matter if they live in every part of the park or not. We will just count all of them in the total space. And ecological density, it is more specific. Not every part of the park is perfect for the rhinoceros. Maybe they avoid areas with no food or shelter, so we only count the rhinoceros in the areas where they actually live. This gives us the ecological density, means how many live in the space they actually use. So if the park is very big, but the rhinoceros, they live only in half of it because some areas don't have food, then the crude density counts the whole park, but the ecological density only counts the areas where they actually live. Methods of measuring population density: total counts, quadrant method, capture method. Total counts method, it is the total counts of all the organisms in a given area, especially with large or conspicuous organisms. For example, conducting census of human population or whales in an area of sea. Quadrant method, for immobile organisms such as plants or for very small and slow moving organisms, plots called quadrates may be used to determine the population size and density. Each quadrate marks off an area of the same size, typically a square area within the habitat. After setting up quadrates, researchers count the number of individuals within the boundaries of each one. Multiple quadrate samples are performed throughout the habitat at several random locations, which ensures that the numbers recorded are representative for the habitat overall. In the end, the data can be used to estimate the population size and population density within the entire habitat. Capture-recapture method, or it is also known as mark-recapture method. So in this method, it is a widely used technique in ecology for estimating the size of animal populations. It is particularly useful for studying species that are difficult to count directly, allowing researchers to obtain reliable population estimates. In this case, the first point is a sample of animals from the population is captured. During this initial capture, researchers mark each individual in a recognizable way. Common methods for marking include tags like plastics or metal tags attached to the animal body. You can see in the images some tags are there. Then colorful bands or rings can be placed around the limbs. Non-toxic paint can be used to mark their fur or feathers. Then small electronic devices called microchips can also be inserted under the skin. Now, after marking these animals, the captured animals are released back into their environment, allowing them to mix with the unmarked individuals in the population. After a suitable period, a second sample of animals is captured, and this sample will include both marked and unmarked individuals. Now, researchers record the number of marked and unmarked animals in the second sample. Then population size is estimated with the help of formula. We'll be studying in the next slide. So this is the formula for mark recapture method. So let's understand. So the formula is marked animal in second sample divided by total caught in second sample equal to marked animal in first sample over total population size. So you have to find the total population size over here. So let's understand with this example. Suppose 100 fishes are captured, marked and released again into the pond. So over here, marked animal in first sample is 100. Then after some time, again 120 fishes were captured. Means you will catch 120 fish in the second sample. So at the point total caught in second sample, you will write 120. And in the second sample, you marked 30 fishes. So marked animal in second sample would be 30. So now you have these three values. You can find the value of population size. So 30 divided by 120 is equal to 100 by n. So the total population size is 400. Natality. It refers to the number of births occurring within a population during a specific period. It is often expressed as a birth rate, which can be quantified as the number of live births per thousand individuals in the population per year. It is a crucial factor in population growth. High natality rates can lead to increases in population size, while low rates may result in stagnation or decline. Mortality, it refers to the number of deaths occurring in a population during a specific period. Similar to natality, it is often expressed as a death rate, typically calculated as number of deaths per thousand individuals in the population per year. It influences population sizes and dynamics. High mortality rates can lead to population declines, especially if they exceed natality rates. Immigration, it refers to the movement of individuals of the same species into a habitat from elsewhere during a specified time period. This influx can affect the population size by introducing new individuals into the existing population. Immigration can contribute to population growth, increase genetic diversity, and enhance the resilience of populations in changing environments. For example, if 15 new deer migrate into the habitat during the year, this will increase the overall population size and can be crucial for maintaining genetic diversity. Immigration, it refers to the movement of individuals from a population to another habitat during a specified time period. This outflow can lead to decrease in the population size. High emigration rates can also result in population decline, loss of genetic diversity, and altered community dynamics. If 10 deer leave the habitat to find the better sources or mates elsewhere, this will reduce the total number of individuals in the population. This image illustrates that birth and immigration add individuals to the population, means they increase the population size, whereas death and immigration remove individuals from the population, thereby decreasing the population size.